Hello there, I'm Bob West, and this is another discussion on As We RV. When you're talking about buying an RV and you're talking about does size matter, size always matters. But what matters most is choosing the right size for where you want to go. Now, most national parks can accommodate RVs as large as the largest fifth wheel toy hauler. Now, when it comes to state parks, local parks, or parks even as quiet as this can be sometimes, you can't necessarily get a fifth wheel 38-foot toy hauler anywhere through it. When you're getting off work at 3 o'clock in the afternoon and you're getting ready to pack the kids and you're getting ready to go on that 5-hour drive hoping you can hit the campground at 8 o'clock, that you forgot that you have kids and the wife and everything else, and you got to stop for food, and by the time you get here it's 9:30 or 10 o'clock, it's dark. It's really dark. So somebody who's with you, if there's anybody with you, better be able to help give you directions, which I'm lucky enough to have, maybe even use a flashlight to help you mark through, because in the cases of some of these parks as we've seen, they've got these little bumpers and barriers and trees alongside. And so when we came in to this particular part, as you can see, we came in at night and we came in reverse traffic because that was the only way we could back up into our slot. And then when we got done getting our trailer as deep as we could into a space that was supposed to accommodate a 30-foot trailer, we realized we couldn't park our truck. So then we really had to get creative and come up with a unique way of doing it. I want to talk a little bit about campsite. It's not that complicated. You're supposed to go out and have fun and enjoy nature, which oddly enough, even though it's 83 degrees, is exactly what I'm doing, even though I'm filming for you. Because these trips are about re-energizing. And if the guy next to you wants to blast the stereo, he can do that, as long as he stops by 10 o'clock, quiet time. But campsite layout and campsite maintenance, most people forget these tables move. They're heavy, but they move. You have things like critter lockers or bear lockers. When you're in tent, use those because the bears will go after those. But if you're in bear country in a tent, I really question your thought process, because you might as well be a Snickers bar to the bear. At least if I'm in a trailer, I'm a can of sardines. It's going to take him a little bit longer to get into the trailer than it is to unwrap you inside that Snickers wrapper. So you ought to consider that when you're talking about what you're going to do for camping. And if you're going to have a trailer, you sure feel better at night. You'll notice behind me that we've got a fire pit. That's usually standard. Sometimes they're washing machine drums, sometimes they're stone fire pits and they're elevated, and sometimes they're just plain cylinders with grills on them. And keep your wood next to your fire pit. Oddly enough, won't catch fire. You can find it at night. That's where I keep my folding chairs, is kind of near my fire pit, because that's where I'm going to sit and bullshit with everybody. But the one thing I don't do, and I've finally learned, is I do not buy a single tablecloth ever. We have a trailer, and because we have a trailer, we have towels for our bathroom, and so we have extra towels. And we have towels so that we can use them as our tablecloths. Now, there's a couple of reasons why. Number one, if we don't feel like getting a napkin, we've got a tablecloth. Number two, they fit just about any table we come across, and if they get crappy, we can throw them in the back of the truck and we can clean them in the laundry at home. And they cost about $7.99 at Walmart. Oddly enough, there's checkered picnic table covers that don't stay on the table anyway and have that funky foam backing that gets caught on every table, and once something gets spilled on them, never comes off, costs like $16. And so every season you buy yourself a new tablecloth, and you're going, why the hell am I doing this? Am I going to have 2 towels? One here, there's only 2 of us, works for us, and then we can put whatever junk we want on this table, and we don't even think about it. Or if we have 6 people, we just put down 2 towels, and boom, we have a nice tablecloth. We can choose whatever pattern we want. You can make it say Redwoods or Santa Cruz or Florida or Big Sur or Sedona, wherever we happen to go. Or just get the cheapest piece of white towel you can possibly get and make sure it's full size, because these tables are, oddly enough, almost exactly the same in every park, everywhere you go. Now, one thing I will say that my wife did, she bought this footstool. God bless her for the footstool. Because when you're out at the fire, you can't put your tennis shoes up on the fire when it's working. So, you have a footstool. So these are the chairs that we keep when we go camping, oddly enough, in there. And that whole thing is pretty much packed, but there's a little room in here. So we dig these chairs because they have side tables. Red and the gray, people can figure out which chair is which, kind of thing. You don't get confused walking back which one's my wife likes the big padded chair here that we got for $50. Okay, fine, and we got the stool that went with it for another $15. Got these from Camping World, which is the only reason to go to Camping World, is to get parts. Picked up a chair at Walmart. It's a little bit less softer. It's mossy oak. It's got a cup holder in it. It's cool. Got that for like $16. And we got these on special when we renewed our membership at Camping World for $15 each. Normally they're about $26 now.